Hey, it's John with Joyland Roofing here, and a really common question we get asked is, will it damage my shingle roof if I walk on it? The short answer is yes, it can, but there are a couple of caveats, and obviously sometimes you need to walk on your roof, so I want to show you how to do it and when it would damage it and when it wouldn't. So to do that, let's head up to the roof. All right, so we're up here on a shed roof, and it's got black or charcoal colored shingles on it. So obviously we know the color black absorbs the most heat, and so I have my infrared gun, and I'm going to point it down at the shingles, and I have here 130, 131. We're at about 11:30, so it's not even the hottest part of the day yet. Usually that comes around 2 o'clock. It's only 11:30 now. So what happens is these shingles rise in temperature for a couple of hours. You can see it up to 160, 170 degrees on a 90 to 95 or 90 to 100 degree day outside. So ambient temperature 90 degrees, your shingles could be 150, 160, which is really hot. And then what happens is that if you're wearing knobby shoes, so like a hiking boot or something that has, a lot of grip on it, if you're not careful, you're going to damage the asphalt under these granules. So you can see here what I'm going to do. This is my roof, so I can damage it a little bit. No big deal.
Sure, Jan.
If I drag my foot down across this shingle, what happens is you can see I scuffed up the edge right there. I pulled the granules off out of that hot asphalt and damaged the asphalt underneath. So you can do that on if it's a steeper roof where you really have to kind of get some grip to hold on. You're going to see that pronounced. You can actually see black marks on the shingles where you're pulling granules off with your knobby shoes. So rule of thumb is if it's hot outside and you got to be on the roof, wear something like a tennis shoe, a shoe that doesn't have a lot of grip on it. It's got more of a flat sole. That way you're not just exerting pressure on small points of the shingles. It's broadening that pressure footprint. And secondly, what you want to do is when you're stepping on shingles, try to avoid stepping on the edge of the shingle right here, and instead put the ball of your foot up in the middle of the shingle and then put the heel on the shingle below it so that your arch is kind of right over this line. That will keep you from damaging the shingle a lot. So put the ball of your foot up halfway on the shingle and your heel down on the other shingle below it, and that will really reduce the damage on your shingles in the summer. In cold weather, it's not a matter of hot asphalt, it's more a matter of the shingles getting brittle. So the biggest thing is you can lose your grip a lot faster on a cold shingle because your feet just don't have that heat and the tar is not heated up. Everything's kind of brittle and cold, and so you'll slip a lot more quickly on a cold roof than a warm roof. So be careful if you're up on a cold roof. Obviously, if the temperatures are anywhere close to freezing, you got to be really careful because any moisture is going to turn to ice, and then you're going to be in big trouble. So the big thing in cold weather is just be careful about ice. And again, the knobby shoes probably won't be that beneficial because of the brittle shingles, you might damage them. So if you need to get up on your roof, you want to keep in mind how you're walking on your roof to be safe. Obviously on a low pitch roof like this here on my shed, not a big deal, it's fairly easy to walk on. But if you get to a steeper pitch like a 6, 7, or 8, 12 pitch, you really do got to be careful when you're going up and down. And just kind of a rule of thumb of how to approach that is when you're going down the slope on a steeper roof, you want to take small steps. Obviously is the first thing you want to watch for. Secondly, you want to make sure you're placing your foot correctly on the shingles. If you place the ball of your foot or the heel of your foot right on the shingle seam, the horizontal seam, you're going to be more likely to slip. So you want to try to place your arch over that area so that your heel and ball are on a flat shingle surface. Secondly, you want to kind of lean back as you're going down the pitch. And it's kind of hard for me to do this on a low pitch roof, but lean back like this. If it's really steep, you can even go down like this on your hands and go a step at a time like this, because your hands can increase obviously the surface area on the roof and increase your safety. And then going up the roof, you basically want to do that in reverse. So a really steep roof, get on your hands and feet like this. Again, placing your feet on the flat part of the shingle, not on the seam, and then use your hands as extra grip like this to go up the slope. On a not so steep slope where you don't have to use your hand, just lean into the slope, lean into the roof like this so that your weight is into the roof and you don't lose your balance going backward. So that's the basics of how to navigate a steeper roof. So you can get up on your roof. You just got to be careful if you're wanting to check your gutters or flashing or anything else. Be careful, learn how to walk cautiously, and number 2, learn how to walk in a way that won't damage your shingles with the right kind of footwear and in the right temperatures. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions or concerns, obviously give my company a call and we can help you out.